establishment of what is today the National Museum of Anthropology at the former building of the Department of Finance. That was inaugurated on June 11, 1998, the eve of the Philippine Centennial. Earlier in 1998, on February 12, President Ramos approved Republic Act number 8492, the National Museum Act of 1998, in a ceremonial signing at Malacanang. And this gave the National Museum a special law that served as its charter, established a board of trustees, granted broad powers, as well as laid down an ambitious roadmap in support of its mandate, duties, and functions as an institution of education, culture, and science. Even before that, in 1996, President Ramos created the Presidential Committee to assist the National Museum, in which he included Mrs. Ramos and leading members of his cabinet and the private sector. And even earlier than that, in 1995, in what must surely be an unprecedented act in the annals of Philippine administration, President Ramos, after a fire in one of the offices on the top floor of this building over there, issued a proclamation, number 620, which placed the area of this building under a state of calamity so that calamity funds could be allocated to repair the damage. That's how much he loved the National Museum and what he envisioned it to be. Post-presidency, President Ramos continued to strongly support the National Museum by accepting numerous invitations to grace exhibition openings, often with Mrs. Ramos. And I myself was honored to receive, on behalf of my agency, his praises for substantially achieving his vision of an appealing, accessible, dynamic, modernized, and relevant National Museum, of which he and all Filipinos can be genuinely proud. He, on several occasions, expressed such sentiments to me, and it's one of the things I will cherish from my public service. So we take this occasion, as we welcome everyone here today, to express our deepest thanks, admiration, and appreciation to the late President and to Mrs. Ramos, as well as affirm in front of all of you, our dear guests today, our commitment to doing our part here at the National Museum of the Philippines to supporting and promoting this FVR legacy initiative. Thank you very much again. A warm welcome to all of you to the National Museum.
Thank you, Jeremy. Our featured group of performers is the first resident company of the Cultural Center of the Philippines. In the end, it is proudly the country's leading professional classical and contemporary dance institution, renowned for innovation and excellence. Their success in showcasing the country's unparalleled performers and rich cultural heritage of music and dance on the international stage embodies the essence of the Philippines, steeped in cultural tradition and yet the cutting edge of contemporary global culture. Please welcome the country's cultural ambassador, Ballet Philippines, in their performance of Fandango sa Ilaw.
Thank you very much, Valley Philippines, for such a moving and inspiring performance. Now, it's a testament to all these beautiful connections. Valley Philippines was indeed fortunate to have our former First Lady, Amelita Ming Ramos, as its honorary chairperson during her service as First Lady and the years following the end of the Ramos presidency. So, Madam First Lady, thank you very much for your contribution. This is full circle. It's such an enduring legacy. Our next speaker is a member of the RPDev Board of Trustees, who previously served under the Ramos administration as the finance secretary. He was part of President Ramos's economic team that was instrumental in implementing sound economic reforms that brought our country to the status of Asia's higher-income economy. Please welcome Mr. Roberto F. De Ocampo, Chair of the FVR Legacy Initiative. Secretary Ocampo.
Former First Lady Amelita Ming Ramos and members of the Ramos family, National Museum Director General Jeremy Barnes, my fellow RPDev Board of Trustees, former cabinet members and ranking officials of the FVR administration, honored guests, friends, project partners, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. This time last year, we presented a preview of the FVR Online Presidential Library, a pioneering initiative of President Ramos, who envisioned a complete repository of images, documents, videos, and memorabilia that chronicle his journey from soldier to statesman and through various leadership roles as his country emerged from the Cold War. Today, on his 95th birth anniversary, we honor and pay tribute to President Ramos and his unequaled legacy. As we launch the FVR Presidential Library in this exceptional edifice. The venue of this gathering was not happenstance. The National Museum of Fine Art, formerly the old legislative building, forms part of what President Ramos envisioned as the National Museum Complex when he created the Presidential Committee to assist the National Museum in 1996 and later approved the National Museum Act of 1998 or Republic Act 8492 in February 1998 to ensure the viability and sustainability of the stewards of our country's history and heritage. Well, as an aside, it's also a memorable venue for me in one of my more memorable experiences. This is where I had my commission and appointments hearings. The FVR Presidential Library is a first of its kind in the country and takes its place among its international counterparts of former heads of state. As a main repository of the voluminous body of works and significant materials generated throughout the public and private life of President Ramos, it provides detail about a leading political actor, a soldier who became statesman through various leadership roles as his country emerged from the Cold War. President Ramos undertook these roles by systematically attending to both political and economic empowerment. He believed that economic growth is the true foundation of democratic reform. A leader who solidly affixed democratic principles to economic development, who guided his country through the turn of the 21st century, and in succeeding, gave his nation, the region, and the world a leadership model distinct for his time. This digital library illustrates and documents both the personal life and leadership journey, the milestones and achievements by a president who remains admired and respected for his unparalleled service and contributions to nation building, not only in the Philippines, but throughout the world. We share his legacy with the wealth of resources the website holds, providing factual, accurate documentation intended to support the work of students and scholars, inspire generations of Filipinos living here and across the globe, and contribute to the living chronicles of the international community. The website is a living document, a constant work in progress, faithful to President Ramos's standard of excellence, for we can do no less, or else I'm going to have a CSW written on my forehead. This achievement we wholeheartedly share with our project partners, who believed in this pioneering initiative and stayed committed to seeing this project through. We are truly grateful for your trust and confidence, which were instrumental in making this vision a reality. Allow us to thank in particular Ayala Corporation, the San Miguel Corporation, the first two companies to pledge their unqualified support during the nascent phase of this endeavor, which was spearheaded by our FIDel Executive Director, the late May Gato, and other hard-working staff and supporters of our FIDel, to whom we owe a debt of gratitude for their service and dedication as stewards of FVR's legacy. And may I take this opportunity as well to especially acknowledge my invaluable and indispensable partner in this endeavor, Angel Ramos. We would also want to extend our gratitude to the National Museum of the Philippines and its Director General, Jeremy Barnes, the Manila City Government, Honorable Manila City Mayor Sheila Ani Lacuna Paman, and Vice Mayor Yul Servo Nieto, the Manila Police Department, Police General Andre Dizon, the Philippine Army Band, Brigadier General Moises Naive Jr., the DPWH team led by District Director Don Tolentino, and the Philippine Red Cross. This FVR Online Presidential Library we dedicate to the Filipino people and to generations after us. It is with hope that they continue to carry on the legacy of President Ramos on and on for generations and generations to come. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me as we are given a complete navigational tour of the FVR Online Presidential Library in this video. Live on, President Ramos. Kaya-kaya natin ito.
Good afternoon. Thank you all for being here. This is a wonderful occasion, and it is my privilege to walk you through the first presidential library online for our country. You are looking at the homepage of the President Fidel V. Ramos Library online. The overall look for the site is one of formality and discipline. Two formal fonts make up the graphic system. The homepage visual is a video excerpted from the presidential inauguration. The first visual therefore of the site is a highlight of an illustrious career. The palette is a contemporary render of red, blue, and white. And the logo is designed to convey gravitas. Website architecture is organized according to 5 data fields. The titles of the data fields are organized horizontally on the topmost part of the web page. You will see that there are no other hotspots on a very clean page, except that there is one clickable hotspot at the bottom, which leads the user to a timeline. The timeline is a quick capture of the president's life, which some users will want to browse through before plunging into what are very, very long fields of content. The face of President Ramos is seen whenever the user returns to the homepage. And thus, we keep reminding the person who is entering this website that this is the life of a very unusual Filipino. The browser who will click on the hotspot that says timeline will be brought to a space or a page in which horizontal swiping will allow a very quick capture of the life of President Fidel Ramos. That life will be revealed through photographs that are highly selected and very short captions. These two elements are juxtaposed with what was happening in the world at the same time. In other words, we are contextualizing an unusual life across the panorama of the 20th and the 21st centuries. Here are the 5 data fields. Firstly, the early years, and that should be self-evident in terms of what it contains. The second one concerns the soldier builder, his education and his early career. The third data field is entitled Transformation at EDSA, and again, this will be self-evident to the user or the browser or the very serious scholar as to what would be contained under this. Fourthly, the presidency. So it's entitled Ramos, Unity, Solidarity, Teamwork, the 3 words that characterize the presidency. And finally, the last data field concerns the life of the president as an elder statesman. And it is a title, Mastering Statecraft. Upon clicking one of the 5 data fields, the browser or the more serious scholar will be brought to a page that looks like this. This is a portal to very deep layers of information. The arrow going downwards points to the reiteration of the title of the data field. The arrow going upwards shows the sub-data fields, which are individually clickable. In this particular page, the user can click on the president's lineage or to his youth along an axis that goes from rural to urban settings and to his nuclear family. Upon clicking the data field entitled Soldier Builder, the user now comes into a page that shows 2 choices. One is about the soldier in the Cold War, and the second is the soldier back at the home front. Each of these sub-data fields contain a huge amount of information that will be useful not only to this present generation of Filipinos, but to future generations. And thus, the designers of this website and myself as the curator decided that the detail will be necessary, and so we did not truncate the data. We refined the layout or the sequencing of the data, but we kept the length of the data field. Clicking into the data field entitled Transformation EDSA, the user is led into the choices. Firstly, emergence from martial law. Secondly, Ramos, pivot towards EDSA. And thirdly, after EDSA, who's data? President Ramos was at that time Secretary of Defense for President Aquino, and prior to that, the Vice Chief of Staff of the Republic of the Philippines. These events are recollected from the perspective of Mr. Ramos and his archive, and will be the source of insight for many generations to come. The data field that is thickest and most dense is this data field entitled Ramos, Unity, Solidarity, and Teamwork. This concerns his presidency, and the choices for the user are as follows. Philippines 2000. The second is Building the Peace. And the third is Institutionalized People Power. The information is voluminous, and we have allowed for this voluminous amount of information to be available for analysis to anyone who is interested in the Philippines at this point in its history, but also to the man who became pivotal in how the history of the Republic shifted from the 20th century into the 21st century. The more serious scholars would be allowed to enter the archive itself. Oral history, documents, photographs, and videos. Thank you very much indeed. Please have a feel of this webpage. We believe it will be most engaging and indeed compelling.
Team, the FVR Legacy Project, I can remember. I'd like to thank, of course, all the project partners, and some of you are here today. This would not have been possible without you. We would like to also emphasize that this is a continuing project. There will be many more additions, revisions, updating that will be happening in the subsequent months and the years to come, because President Ramos' legacy is just so voluminous. You know, we haven't had the chance to go through his entire library yet. So I'm sure there will be more additions.
Absolutely, man. It just beggars description. I can just share from my own anecdote as part of the FBR initiative team, writers with Celeste, but with Kate and others, we were able to just not only just see a keyhole to different aspects of his life, and the research itself was transformative. Even if you knew him, worked close to him in the cabinet, served him in office, whether it be in the military or in this administration, this information is transformative, and it's now curated properly in one online site for generations. So we're excited to make this a living document, a living platform, so to speak, and we're excited for you to take a tour, especially as the event unfolds.
And I think you who were involved in this project will be very grateful for the fact that President Ramos actually embraced technology. And people like Balong's here today. Everything was coded, encoded. You could cross-reference. I mean, this was way before even I knew that this was possible. They were already doing it in Malacanang under former President Ramos.
Absolutely, as close to CSW as possible. So members of the Kalyawan Consortium, which were performing earlier, are now going to come back to give you another rousing answer. They are the voices of children's choir across different schools around the Philippines. Their performances on both local and international stages generate awareness and appreciation of Philippine arts and culture. So friends, please welcome back the Kalyawan Consortium of Voices Children's Choir.
The island enforcing the voices of children's God. Let's give them another round of applause. And ladies and gentlemen, our next speaker, you would say, was the driving force behind President Ramos. She was the wind beneath his wings. She was his moral compass, definitely. She was also his sounding board who kept him firmly grounded while he tirelessly worked to make us very proud of our heritage, culture, our country, our race. She's a model maternal figure, channeling both the musical and sports worlds, and her persona as educator was also soldier-like in its tenacity and heightened sense of obligation. Please welcome our former First Lady, Amelita Ming Ramos.
afternoon, everyone. Dear friends, honored guests, our project partners, ladies and gentlemen. Your presence here today reminds us of the value of life, the friendships we cultivate, the aspirations we share, and the work we do in helping others achieve their full potential. The faith we place in humanity is a driving force that motivates and inspires us to contribute to the ideal of a country where everyone, leaders and the people, work together towards a better, brighter, and sustainable future. We do this for our children, for our families, for our communities, for our nation, and for generations after us. This is what President Ramos worked tirelessly to achieve. He believed that only through collective action will we realize the highest of our hopes and dreams. I hope we continue to build on his legacy of peace and stability. The reform that transformed our country into Asia's Tiger Club, earning the respect of leaders of other nations and its peoples, a working democracy that engendered people empowerment where power flowed to neighborhoods, communities, sectors, and institutions, and sustain a renewed sense of pride in being a Filipino. As we gather in this historic hall to commemorate his 95th birth anniversary and witness the launch of a pioneering project which he started in 2016. I believe that he is with us in spirit, beaming with pride and joy, watching our friends, partners, and family in lively and meaningful conversation. He loved this country and dedicated his life to serving his motherland. Unity, solidarity, and teamwork. Those were his words, and that is what I witnessed today. On behalf of the Ramos family, our children, grandchildren, and great-grandchild. Yes, we have a great-grandchild who just arrived from Vietnam. Yes, I'm a great-grandmother. I am 95 years old, and my husband today finally caught up with me. He said he liked older women. So thank you for coming here. We appreciate what you did also for us. Thank you.
First Lady Amelita Ming Ramos. And ladies and gentlemen, please, I have been informed that Mrs. Ramos has prepared something very special to celebrate President Ramos's 95th birth anniversary, and to thank each and every one of you that has made President Ramos's dream come true today. So,
and not only that, with an all-women string quartet ensemble. So
yes,
let's give her a round of applause to the First Lady as she performs for all of us. Thank you very much, Mr. Ramos. Okay, after the first lady stay on stage, we'd like to call up the stage to remain on stage as you are joined by your family. I'd like to ask the Ramos grandchildren, Liana Sobrano, CJ Sobrano, Sam Ramos Jones, Brian Velasco, and Sergio Sammartino for the toast. So all raise our glasses. Toast to the legacy and life of President Fidel V. Ramos.
I'm the eldest of 8 grandchildren from Fidel V. Ramos and Amelita Ramos. Thank you for being here today. I've encountered this saying a couple of times, and I quote, "The idea is not to live forever, it is to create something that will." It makes more sense now because I realize that Lolo embodied the very essence of it. We wouldn't be here for this momentous event if he did not leave his countless contributions for the betterment of our country. I am sure he is proud of the hard work everybody has put in because, as we all know, he was a workaholic. Please raise our glasses in honor of our late grandfather, President Fidel V. Ramos. Happy birthday, Lolo. Today, we celebrate you and this milestone. Cheers to a life well lived. And may we request everyone to sing happy birthday for Lolo.
Happy birthday to me. Happy birthday to you. Happy
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Lady Amelita Ming Ramos and Leah and CJ and Sam and Sergio and Brian. Did I forget anyone? Diana, CJ, Sam, Brian, and Sergio. Right. Thank you so very much. Again, we would like to express our gratitude to everyone who made this possible. And I would like to repeat again the thanks that was earlier expressed by Chairman Bobby. Thank you to the National Museum of the Philippines, Director General Jeremy Barnes and his efficient team for the assistance and hospitality. The Manila City Government and Office of Mayor Hani Lacuna for additional outdoor physical arrangement. The Manila Police District and Police Brigadier General Andre Dizon for our security and the traffic management. Philippine Army Band led by Brigadier General Moses Naive Jr., whose lively performance welcomed our guests. The Department of Public Works and Highways team and District Director Don Valentino for the PWD access ramp, and the Philippine Red Cross who swabbed all of us and deployed the team to manage the antigen station. Of course, to everyone here and online who shared this afternoon with us to commemorate FVR's 95th birthday anniversary and celebrate the launch of the Philippines' first online presidential library. Maraming salamat.
Naman, the FVR Legacy website is now live and can be accessed at fvrlegacy.org. Enjoy the tour. Please give us your comments. This is a living platform for future generations. So thank you very much for your support and spreading that legacy.
We are serving merienda, so please stay on. And we will also have, just like in the weddings, we will also have photo ops. This was very essential in President Ramos's presidency, the photo. So here we are. May we invite on stage the grandchild, the great-grandchild, and the children, Angel and Beth, finally kasama kayo. And Judah. Alex, you may join them too, Alex. We will do this in groups, right? Right? So first is the family. May we ask Tita Pinga, you are also a member of the family. Hang on, kulang pa yan. Then we will be photoshopped in. Margie as well. Thumbs up, please.
At this point, we'd like to ask all the project partners who made this website and library possible, please join us on stage, led by Secretary Del Campo. Yes. Previous interference. So, if I could ask the project partners, members of Ayala Corporation, also San Miguel Corporation, and all the other institutions who were helpful, including Mega World, FINMA Group, Philestate, Philinvest, Philippine Veterans Bank, of course, Mr. and Mrs. Tatiano, Pastor Yap and Josephine Yap, and please come to the stage.
May we invite you to come on stage, Mr. and Mrs. Gutiano. Yeah, the
FINMA Group, Philinvest Group, the Ayala Group, San Miguel, PhilExport, Subi Crew as well. ICT colleges, thank you very much for your support. Secretary Bernardo, please. We also asked Executive Director of National Museum, Director General Jeremy Barnes to join the stage. Mrs. Willig as well, please. Mrs. Willig, please join us on the stage. At this point, as the photographs are winding down, there is a photographer by the entrance who is going to take all of them. So if you don't mind just reversing, going behind 180 degrees, there's a guy on top with an SLR camera.
Face the entrance.
What better way to commemorate this event than having a thumbs up? And the thumbs up is not enough. There has to be the mantra. The mantra being, of course, kaya natin to. Okay?
Kaya natin to.
Okay? All right. Let's do it for 3, 2, 1. Kaya natin to! More. Kaya natin to! Thank you very much for your participation.
Please enjoy the merienda that has been prepared for us.
And as we wind this the formal part of the program down, man, it's been a great privilege to work with you. And on behalf of the FVR initiative team, the partners, and the family, we would like to wish everybody a shared legacy advance for President Ramos. May FVR's legacy of caring, sharing, and daring live on. Maraming salamat po and happy birthday, Mr. President.